A couple weeks ago, my buddy Xander Scullion took a look at an arcade game that was never ported to home consoles. And Xander got me thinking about a lot of arcade titles that I actually love. He also got me thinking about another arcade title that never made it to the home consoles. As soon as I finished Xander's video, I hunted down a copy of Aliens vs. Predator. I'll spare you the gory details about what exactly I mean by that. Aliens vs. Predator is a fantastic beat 'em up by Capcom, which is kind of nice to see, especially when at the time Konami was the one that was cranking out amazing beat 'em ups. It's kind of nice to spread the love around, if you know what I mean. AVP is very similar to other beat 'em ups at the time. I looked into it and apparently AVP came in a 2 and 3 player version, which I found kind of strange when you consider the fact that many of the beat 'em ups at the time came in 2, 4, and even 6 player varieties. Regardless of the strange multiplayer count, the game comes with 4 selectable characters, 2 predators and 2 humans. Now each character is slightly different and they all feature their own special attacks and weapons. I'll start with the predators. You can choose either the hunter or the warrior. Both feature a spear weapon of some kind and of course the shoulder cannon. And if you happen to drop your spear, you'll switch to the wrist gauntlets. While the shoulder cannon is quite effective, it does overheat, which is obviously there to keep you from spamming the screen. The warrior predator is the older and slower, but much more balanced character, while the hunter is the younger and quicker predator. Now, even though there are slight differences, for the most part, the predators play very similarly. The most notable difference to me is their special attack. When you perform the special attack with a hunter predator, he spins his spear in the air and takes out surrounding enemies, while the warrior tosses out 2 discs that spin around him violently, making short work of any opponents. So, what about the human characters? You can choose between a male and a female character. The female character, Lin Kurosawa, is a very agile human cyborg. Kinda makes me think of the Ninja Warriors. She features a machine pistol which also overheats and a katana. While she is a short-range character, her spinning katana attack is very effective. Interestingly enough, you might recognize her from some of the Street Fighter titles. The male character is Dutch Schaefer. Yep, that Dutch.
Ugly mother...
Hey, none of that. Dutch is also a human cyborg.
Listen to me very carefully.
There's way too many movie references here. He's a human cyborg with a mechanical arm and a smart gun. What can I say? Dutch is a powerhouse, but he's pretty slow. The graphics are great, but I really can't think of any beat 'em ups that didn't have graphical appeal. The audio is nice, but I especially like the sound effect for the shoulder cannon. The gameplay is solid beat 'em up fare. One thing's for sure, the game is incredibly tough. I can just imagine dropping quarter after quarter into this arcade cabinet. But let's be honest, that's how an arcade is intended to be. The game itself is fairly short. You work your way through about 7 levels. As you trek your way through, you're going to learn that a renegade general for the Colonial Marines is responsible for the alien invasion. When all is said and done, the Predators give Lin and Dutch their wrist blades as a sign of respect. It's all a bunch of fast-paced, paper-thin arcade plot. Who doesn't love that though? I know there are some of you out there saying, I thought Alien vs. Predator was on the Super Nintendo. Well, that version was published by Activision, and frankly, it's crap. Well, that's my overview of the Alien vs. Predator arcade game. So, what are some of your favorite arcade titles? Leave a response in the comment section below. Well, remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. So I just realized I went the whole video calling the Hunter Predator the Warrior and the Warrior Predator the Hunter.